Gülbahçe saint and graveyard. There was a village people got happy every time, lived joyfully together. One day a man came to this village from far away. It was Shidaptal said that everybody knew and wanted to host. The villagers wanted to invite him to their houses as soon as they heard the arrival of Shidaptal. The rich elders in the village, Mr. Hussein and his wife, Mrs. Ayşe, wanted to host him and they said,
Hello, sir. Seeing you keeps us fine. We look forward to you. Allow us. Let's have invitation for you first. We wait you for lunch if you want.
Hello, my girl.
he said with a warm smile.
I hope I will come, but don't be too tired yourselves. Invite the poor to your table. Our aim is to win hearts rather than to feed our stomachs.
It was lunchtime when he arrived home. He thought there was too much food at the table and said like this.
Ayşe, my girl, both us and the poor get stuffed with this food, also it will be left.
I wanted to host you in the best way, sir. You are valuable for us. I want the invitation was perfect.
My dear girl, Mrs. Ayşe, how is that a word? A plate soup will be enough for me. Too much food is waste. God doesn't like wasting people. Why don't you give this food to people in need? They will pray for you.
I wouldn't think like that. You are right, sir. I immediately gave them and left the room.
Ayşe thought he was right, left the house to give that food to neighbors. While delivering, she came to Mrs. Hatice's house. Mrs. Hatice's mom had been ill for months. Nothing was good for her. She left the tray and knocked at the door. Mrs. Hatice opened the door.
Hatice, how are you? How was your mom? Wasn't there anything changing? How is your family?
My mother was too ill and she didn't tell. There was neither tear in my eyes nor strength in my nose. There was no strength in my body. Both our foods and our drinks were felt like poison. If she gets relaxed a bit, what else do I want?
Get well soon. I will feel bad for your mother. I hope she will heal. Look, Hatice, what will I say to you? Mr. Shidaptal in our village is a saint with ablution and prayer. Maybe God accepts his prayer. If you want, we tell your problem. He comes over and perhaps he helps you.
She left from there without talking too much more. Mrs. Ayşe told everything one by one to Shidaptal. He understood what they told and arrived to Mrs. Hatice's home with Mr. Hussein. He pride made a wish and looked at Mrs. Ayşe.
I prayed, my girl. We can't give up hope in God. Others belong to God. It's both taking and giving. It is necessary to wait and be patient.
Thanks very much, Mr. Shidaptal. God rewards you. Of course, appreciation is from God. She made good wishes for him.
A little more time had passed. Mrs. Hatice's mom lived a little more peacefully than before in the last days of his life. After a few days, not so much. Her mom died. Everybody got upset. It was time for funeral. People come to cemetery for burial of her mom. When they come, Shidaptal said like this.
I will die soon, people. Bury me here. This is a cemetery scented with rose like a paradise.
Everybody said okay and promised. Not long after, he passed away. Villagers were very upset. Then the people of the village kept their promise and buried him in that cemetery. Everyone who came and passed in front of this graveyard said that it smelled like roses. Over time, as the deceased from the village were buried, the graves increased. So that Shidaptal isn't forgotten, it was called Gülbahçe Saint and Graveyard. From this story we understand the following. We never waste anything. Wasting is a very bad thing. Instead of wasting food, we can share or recycle it in our soup by dicing stale bread. Another thing is keeping our promises. So we have to be responsible. If we are responsible, we can do our works easily. Finally, we have to be hospitable. When we invite the people to our home, we should greet them with a smiling face. In this way, guest feels valued and gets happy.